The fact that they did not follow me back into the house like anyone else would have done. They still have some shame left. They don't get anything open. It looks like a princess. They don't even seem to notice us. Please, Mom. What happened to Paul? They're looking at us. What a debauchery. They're rushing. That was so poor of them. Let us preserve a dignified silence.
Yes, it seems like the only thing to do now.
This dignified silence seems to produce very unpleasant effects. But we will not be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
Oh, Mr. Worthy, I have something very particular to ask you, and much depends upon your reply.
Well, then your common sense is invaluable. Mr. Mom, can you kindly answer me, why did you consent to be my guardian brother?
So that I can have a chance to meet you.
That seems like a satisfactory answer, don't you think?
Yes, dear. If you can believe him.
I don't. But it doesn't affect the beauty of his answer.
True. And matters of great importance, stop non-sincerity by the way. Mr. Worthy, what explanation can you offer me for pretending to have a brother? Was it in order that you have an opportunity to come to town and see me as often as possible?
And now what's your advice?
I have the greatest doubts upon the subject, but I intend to crush them. This is no time for jerking skepticism. Their explanation seems to be quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthy's. He seems to have a sense of truth upon it.
I'm more than content with nothing like to say. His wisdom inspires absolute credulity.
Shall we forgive them?
Yes, I mean, no.
Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Suppose I think that one is not correct. Which one of us shall tell them this is not a pleasant task?
Will we both speak at the same time?
What a wonderful idea! I nearly always speak at the same time as others. Will you take the time for me? Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian name, is that all? We are going to be Christian this afternoon.
For my sake, are you willing to do this terrible thing?
I am.
Please me, are you ready to face this fearful ordeal?
I am.
How absurd. Talk about the equality of the sexes, where questions of self-sacrifice are concerned. Men are infinitely beyond us.
We are.
These men have the stamp of courage we really know nothing about.
Darling!
Hello.
Darling!
Well, Lady Pressure.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean? Nearly every engagement. Where are they, Mama? Come here. Sit down. Sit down immediately. Hesitation and encounter is a sign of age. A physical weakness in the old. A pride, sir, for my daughter's sudden flight by her trusted me whose confidence I purchased by me from a small boy. I followed her at once by a letter train. Her unhappy father is, I am glad to say, under the impression that she's attending a more than usually lengthy lecture on thoughts. I do not claim to undeceive him. Indeed, I've never undeceived him with any question, for I consider it wrong. But of course, you clearly understand that communications between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, indeed, on all points, I am firm.
Why should we marry to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell?
You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards to Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Mom.
May I ask if it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Oh no, he doesn't live here at the moment. He lives somewhere else. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did Mr. Bunbury die? His death must have been extremely sudden.
Oh, I killed him this afternoon. I mean, he died this afternoon.
What did he die?
Oh, he was quite exploded.
Exploded? Was he the victim of a revolutionary outrage? I was unaware that Mr. Bunbury was into social legislation. If so, he was well punished for his morbidity.
Oh no, I mean the doctors found him out. Found he could not live, so he died. That is all.
He seems to have had great confidence in the opinions of his physicians. I'm glad, however, at last, that he some definite course of actions, whether he's going to stay or go. And now that we finally got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, Mr. Worthy, who is this young girl whose hand my nephew Algernon seems to be holding in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That's necessity card, my lord. We are going to be engaged on Thursday.
Pardon me?
Mr. Mallory and I are engaged to be married.
I don't know if there's anything peculiarly exciting in the air of this part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that seem to go on seem to me above the proper average that statistics have laid down for our platform. I think some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of order. Mr. Worthy, is Miss Cardew at all connected to any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Well, until yesterday, I had no idea that there were any families or persons whose origin was eternal.
Miss Cecily Cardew is a granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of Johnson, Brockton, and Mayor Street.
That is not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses always seem to inspire confidence, even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
Her court guides won't appear especially right.
I've known strange errors in that publication.
Her family sorcerers are Markby, and Markby.
Markby, and Markby? A firm of the very highest position in their profession. I'm told that every once in a while, one of the Mr. Markbys is occasionally to be seen at dinner parties. So far, I am satisfied.
I also have with me Miss Cecily Cardew's certificate of birth, baptism, affirmation, confirmation, measles, and whooping cough, both English and German copy.
A life rowdy with incidents. Maybe somewhat too exciting for a young girl. I myself am not a fan of premature experiences. Gwendolyn, the time approaches for our departure. We have not known you today. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthy, has Miss Cardew any fortune?
Oh, about 150,000. Well, this seems really right.
Oh, a moment! $150,000 and in the funds? Miss Cardew is looking like more than an attractive young girl. Now that I look at her, few girls of the present day really possess the qualities that last and improve with time. We live, I regret to say, in the age of surfaces. Come here, child. Your dress is sadly simple and your hair seems almost as nature's left it. But a thoroughly experienced French maid can change all that. They produce very marvelous effects in a very brief space of time. I remember recommending one to young lady here, and after 3 months, her own husband didn't even recognize her.
And after 6 months, no one ever did.
Kind of turn around, no, the side view is live ones. Yes, just as I thought, you have distinct social possibilities in your profile. The 2 weak points in our age are it's one for principle and it's one for profile. The chin, a little higher, dear. Style is larger depending on how the chin is worn. It is worn very high.
Yes, I'm good.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the prettiest girl I ever saw. I don't care 2 pence about social possibilities.
Never to speak disrespectfully about society, Algernon. Those who do that cannot get into it. Dear child, I hope you know that Algernon has nothing but his necessary support, and I do not approve of mercenary marriages. When I married Lord Bracknell, I had nothing, but I did not dream for 2 seconds of allowing that to stand in my way. Well, I guess I must give my consent.
Thank you, Auntie Lucy.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
You may put me on the cusp for the future.
Thank you, Uncle Lucy.
It is settled. The marriage must happen. I do not approve of long engagements. They give people the
Untruthful.
Untruthful? Lie? Left with Algernon? Impossible. He's not Sony.
Current events says while I was on the jury, so for a questionable answer, he has obtained admission to my house for a false presence to my brother. He then, when I was told my brother, checked my career shooting in 89, a personal one I have reserved for myself. He then spent the rest of the afternoon alienating affection from my own accord. He then stayed for tea and devoured every single muffin. And what made the matter even more horrible was that I told him on numerous occasions that I did not have a brother, I never wished to have a brother, and I will never want to have a brother. I have told him so this afternoon.
I've decided to completely overlook my nephew's conduct.
Are extremely kind of you, right now, but my decision is first.
Come here, child. How old are you, dear?
Well, I'm only really 18, but I read 20 at evening.
You are very wise in making some slight alteration to your age. Age can be so calculated. She's only 18, but agrees to 20 in evening parties. Well, it would be wrong before you're free of restraints and tutelage. I'm sure that your guardian's consent will not at all be of any importance.
Well, it is a requirement until she becomes of the age of 35.
That is not a great projection. 35 is a very attractive age. London society is full of women of the highest birth who've been 35 of their own choice. Lady Dumpleton, an instant point. She's been 35 ever since she arrived at the age of 40, which to my knowledge has been many years ago now. I'm sure dear Cecily will be even more attractive at the age mentioned with the large property accumulation.
Oh, Algie, could you wait until I'm 25?
No, I can't.
I know, I felt it quickly. But I couldn't wait that long. I could barely wait 5 minutes right now. And waiting until I'm 35 to get married is just out of the question.
Then what shall be done?
I don't know.
Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew has just stated, she cannot wait until she is 35, which seems to me to display an impatient nature. I beg you to reconsider.
Lady Black, the decision is always yours. I would gladly give the hand to my divorce here, if and only if you do the same for me one day.
I hope you know that what you propose is completely out of the question.
Then undated celibacy is what we all can afford.
This is not the destiny that I propose for Gwendolyn. Algernon, he can choose for himself. Let's go, Gwendolyn. We've missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss more, right? Dispose of the common.
I trust everything is quite ready for the christening.
The christening, sir? Is that not somewhat premature?
Well, both these men have expressed a complete desire for baptism.
At their ages, the idea is irreligious and grotesque. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses. Lord Bracknell will be highly displeased if he learns that that is how you wasted your time and money.
So will there be no christening at all this afternoon?
The way things are now, Dr. Charles Will, I'm afraid not.
I'm pleased to hear such words from you, Mr. Morgan. That reminds me, Miss Prism have been waiting for me in the flesh.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Black.
Pray allow me to detain you for a moment. This could be of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is Miss Prism a female connected to the remote and aspects of education?
Not at all. She is a cultivated, a very picture of respectability.
I think we are talking about the same person. May I ask what position she holds in your household?
Sorry, but I am celibate, madam.
Miss Prism is the governess of Miss Cecily Cardew.
In spite of what I hear of her, I must be at once. Let her be settled.
She is here, she is not.
I've waited for you in the vestry, dear Shannon, for an hour of this order.
Prism! Come here, Prism! Prism!
was it the handbag?
Do not ask me, Mr. Warden.
I insist on knowing.
In the cloak, one of the larger railway stations in London.
What railway station?
Victoria, the bright line.
I'm also tired for you. When will you wait for me?
If you were not too long, I would wait here for you all my life.
Lady, right now, what do you think?
I do not even want to know Dr. Chocolate. It's like you do not have any families of all my positions. They are hardly considered the
Cecily, your gardens have very emotional nature.
I wish this noise would stop. It's very distasteful. It reminds me of someone having an argument. I dislike arguments. They are very vulgar and often convincing.
Hey, the noise has stopped.
I wish it would come to some conclusion. The suspense is very terrible. I hope that it will last.
Is this the bag which you left? Please look carefully. The happiness of more than one life depends on it.
Yes, this seems to be my handbag.
I am so happily delighted to have restored to me after all these inconvenient years.
More has been deposited to you than that handbag. I was the baby in the handbag.
You?
Yes, mother.
Mr. Warden, I'm unmarried.
Unmarried? Well, I do believe this is a horrible blow. But who am I to cast on the stone that I suffered? Can our repentance be wiped out by an act of folly? And why should there be one law for man, but another for woman? Mother, I forgive you.
Mr. Warden, there is an error. There is you really are.
I hate to seem inquisitive, ladies, right now. But can you please inform me who I am?
I'm afraid the news that I have to tell you will not altogether please you. You are the son of my sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and Algernon's elder brother.
So I do have a brother. I always knew I had a brother. Cecily, how can you deny that I do not have a brother? Why of course I have a brother? Miss Griffin, why of course I have a brother? Gwendolyn, why of course I have a brother? Algernon, you must treat me with more respect in the future. You have never treated me as a brother all your life. But I will say I tried my best, although I was out of practice.
My own. But what is your name? What is your Christian name now that you've become someone else?
That's still a question. I do believe your answer is unchangeable.
I would never change, except in my affection.
What an old nature you have.
This must be solved at once. Lady Brockton, before I was lost, was I christened?
Every luxury that could be lavished on you was by your fond and ill-informed parents.
So I was christened. Do you know my Christian name?
Being the eldest, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was the Christian name?
At the present, I do not recall the general name, although I have no doubt that he had one. He was eccentric, but that was in later years because of Indian climate and marriage and indigestion.
Algernon, do you have any records on our father's Christian name?
My dear boy would never even know speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
Then he must be in the military college. Aunt Augusta?
The general was essentially a man of peace, but that was in his later years. But I have no doubt that he would be in any military directory.
The military directory for the last 40 years here. He must be. Marbury, Millbury, Midsummer. What gas names we have? Melodies, Marbury, Marjorie, Lieutenant General, 1859. Lieutenant, 1860. Christian name, Ernest John. See, I told you I was Ernest. I mean, my name actually is Ernest.
I see. I had a particular reason for disliking that. Ernest,
ever forgive me?
Of course, for I know that you are bound to change.
Gwendolyn, at last. Yes, at last.
Letitia.
Frederick, at last. Nephew, you seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I realized the first time in my life the importance of being earnest.